Yeah.
Mike.
LeBron, clearly a very efficient game for AD on offense. Just wondering, as a star player, you look at the top 10, 15 guys in the league, not many are asked to do as much as AD is defensively. And just kind of wondering how you balance then what you as a teammate or what people expect from him on offense, while also having that defensive end, and how much of that is just fair when you ask about the best players in the league.
Yeah, I mean, we expect a lot from AD. We want him to be aggressive offensively, at the same time anchor our defense. And, tonight was an AD game. I mean, I thought defensively, out there with a lot of those trees with Evan Mobley and also obviously Jared Allen. And so, I thought he did a great job of offensively attacking those guys, but at the same time trying to defend and, cover the glass when those guards were getting into the paint, trying to change shots at the rim, get block shots, whatever, and clean glass at the same time. So AD was big time tonight for us.
Dave?
When AD has a game like he did against Dallas, where the points aren't there, and you guys as a team almost steal it, had you won that game, maybe it doesn't get as much attention to what didn't go right. But is there a group recognition of ways to maximize him? Because obviously he's not a guard. He's not always having the ball in his hand as other positions would on the court.
I think just being conscientious about finding him. He sets 95% of our pick and rolls. And when he has an opportunity to catch it in the pocket, or if the bigs are up, we find him in lobs, find him in transition, when you get an opportunity to seal, whatever, we have to find him. I mean, it's that simple. And and there's also times where, we have certain play calls that we can call on the fly that can help him get the ball as well. But even if he's not even shooting, it's just him touching the ball. And I think from the beginning of the game, right after my and one, when we got an opportunity to call our first set, he touched the ball, and throughout the whole game, he continued to touch the ball, and that's big time for our ball club.
And going big picture, I mean, barring like a finals matchup, we're probably in the handful of games left in this arena category for you. What type of emotions are dredged up coming back here? And is there any sense of savoring a night like tonight, because we don't have a ton of them left?
Yeah, I think for one, I mean, you're able to come on this floor, and obviously the main thing, keeping the main thing is, trying to get a win. We want to continue to get better as a franchise, as the Lakers going through the season. But, it's always special to come back here, and I felt that, a feeling of it as well when we went back to Miami, just knowing the history. But even a little bit more here, because I spent 11 years here. I did 4 years in Miami, but spent 11 years here, and being able to, to come back after my Miami stint and win a championship here for this franchise, for this city. I think it was like a 52-year drought or something like that. In the city of Cleveland, for any sports team, I think that was just something I would never forget. No matter how old I get, I'll always remember that moment. And so stepping back on this floor is always a pretty cool feeling. Looking up in there and just being a part of pretty much all the banners, in this arena. So, and the number one banner, the one that sits in the middle, was that 16 championship. So that's pretty cool.
Kobe.
Max made some pretty big plays for you guys on both ends of the floor throughout the night. How much have you felt his confidence grow, by each game he's been in the rotation since guys have been out with injuries? I
think, when you're trusted by your coaches, one, that helps, so knowing that he's going to get his number called, he's been ready and he stepped up. He was big time tonight. Big time, one of the tough matchups in this league is Donovan Mitchell, obviously, with his ability to score on all three levels, from the three line, from the mid-range, getting into the paint. I just think he just did a good job of just trying to keep his body, on him, make him take tough shots, not foul him. And he made some key shots for us too, key plays for us. He was big time.
Dan.
LeBron, you've gotten off to such a hot start to this season, but a lot of nights the role players, some of the other guys haven't been in that kind of a rhythm. How encouraged are you tonight, obviously, by the way those guys played, and how sustainable do you think some of it is? Is it tied to things like ball movement and energy, and is that what you kind of felt out there?
Well, I mean, you want it to be sustainable. I mean, that's we built this roster for myself and AD not to carry a huge load. And obviously we haven't reached our potential just yet, but we also haven't been in a full rhythm or a full team just yet as well. But, tonight was, 34 assists on 47 field goals. That's big time. We had, 4 or 5 guys with multiple assists, over 3 assists. I think that helps. So when that ball is popping like that, everybody's feeling a good rhythm. So, we want to see. I think the guys off the bench did an unbelievable job. Austin Jacks and C. Wood were great off the bench. We needed that spark from them. And the starters did, pinched in as well.
Allie.
Brian, kind of off of Dave's question of the emotions and reflection, and we often talk about your debut in the NBA period, but your rookie home debut was obviously earlier this month. And just to think of walking these halls again 20 years later, 39,000 points and counting. Do you ever think about the home debut?
So many games since that moment, but yeah, absolutely. Anytime you walk these hallways, I think back to a lot of games, and from my time when I was a rookie all the way to the last, time that I played here, and just taking a couple more steps, going down to the locker room, down the hall. So, it's just special. It's very special, to be a kid from Akron. I grew up 30 miles south of here, and to be able to be drafted here and spend my first 7 years here, and then come back for 4 more years and do some special things that the franchise had never seen. And when I drafted, I said I wanted to light this place up like Vegas. So I feel like I did a decent job of doing that while I was here for my 11 years.
Chris.
Hey, LeBron, as somebody who has spent so much time around Tristan Thompson, what was your reaction to him being able to rejoin the Cavs towards the end of his career? And what kind of impact do you think he can make on a team like this?
I thought it was awesome. I was proud of him. Obviously he spent the later stage of the season last year with us, and making a Western Conference Finals run with us last year. And I think just seeing him as a veteran, for those young bigs, for those guys that's trying to make a leap into the next part of this team. They've had some success, but I think the next step is having playoff success. I think Double T has been there. He's seen it all, and there's nothing that this league can show that he hasn't seen. So I think they can lean on him in that time for sure.
Last question.
LeBron, earlier today, the LeBron James home court opened at House 330. What's that museum mean to you?
I think it's just special in the sense of, for my community, for my foundation, and then the people that's followed me along my journey, get an opportunity to be a part of it, feel a part of it, get to see. My mom is, I used to get on my mom a lot about saving everything, since I was started first playing sports. She kind of threw it back in my face when the stuff was being prepared down at the museum, because a lot of stuff in there is because of the stuff that she saved, and that's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome to see. When they was going through everything, and my mom had trophies when I was my first basketball game ever, my first football game ever, and she got trophies when I won MVP when I was 9 years old, and things that, that's pretty cool, and that I hadn't seen in years. I didn't even know she still had it. But I think it's pretty cool that I've been able to do some things in my, in my life, to be able to bring back to my community, continue to highlight my community, and make my community a place where people want to visit, want to see, and want to be proud of it, and I'm definitely proud of the fact that my foundation has been able to do some great things, and this is just one of the things that we can all be proud of for sure, from my hometown.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.